Hey everyone, thank you for renting from Quiet Events. I would like to give you a quick demo on how to use our amazing Check This Out application that we've custom built. It allows us to make sure we get the headphones back at the end of the night, as well as collect data and statistics of what happened during that night, and also use it for marketing for future events. So when you rent one or multiple phones, you'll get something that looks like this. It's a Samsung device. I'm going to turn it on, swipe, and you'll notice that it comes to a welcome screen. Your sales manager will give you a PIN number to put this in to unlock it. And you'll notice here that this is a dashboard. Now, this dashboard has a lot of different things on it, and that's because we also use these at our events. Now, things like Organizer from Eventbrite and Square to take payments, these will not work unless you go into them and set them up. Because our information is on there when we use them, but obviously you can't use our account to accept payments. So if there's another application that you want to use these devices for, you should let us know earlier and we can push those out to these devices so that you will have the ability to use it. So I'm going to go over the bottom right-hand corner is the Check This Out app. It's the blue one with the headphones. So I'm going to tap it. And the first thing you want to look when you open these up is it probably won't look like this. It'll probably say that an event has not been set. And that's because right now I've been testing. So if you look at the bottom, it says test 2. That's the active account this phone is connected to. So let's create a new one. So I'm going to go to the top right-hand corner and click on set event. And here you'll see there's a bunch of current ones that I've been testing with. So I'm going to create new event. I'm going to put a title, which I'm going to call it test 3. And I'm going to put today's date because this is the time I'm actually doing the headphone check-in and out. You can set these up prior, but make sure you select the date of your event because within 24 hours of that event, you cannot use the app anymore. And then I'm going to hit done, hit save. Now that's created the event. It has not set the event. So I need now to tap test 3 and you'll see this QR code pops up. What this will allow you to do if you have multiple devices, on the other devices, if you click the scan events QR like that and scan the QR code, they will sync up. Now, that's not required, but recommended because this way it's never someone tapping the wrong one. Because if they go onto the same screen, they can still tap 3. Cool. So at this point, I'm going to click the home button. We're going to verify one more time. If you look at the bottom, it says test 3 today's date. That means I'm in the session that you want to be in. Now, let me walk you through what we typically tell clients when they come, our guests when they come to rent a headphone. So we teach them a little bit about what this is. So when they come in, we say, hi, welcome to Quiet Events and partying with us. This is how to use the headphone. The on-off switches at the bottom. When you turn them on, the colors turn, the LEDs turn on. There is a switch right here that switches between each DJ, red, blue, and green. And lastly, this is the most confusing for most, is the volume control is here, down is up is down. So what I typically do is when I hand out the headphone, I hand it this way and I just roll my finger down so it's always the loudest it can be so they can adjust it. Now, there are 2 things that most people say that these headphones break, and that would be that they don't hear anything. And that could be 2 reasons. One, they've pushed the volume control all the way up, which actually turns off the volume. And 2 is that they're actually hitting the power switch that they think is switching the DJs. So just make sure that you teach them that. The other one is that they say that they can only hear one DJ, and that's because they're not switching here, they're switching the power button on and off. Cool. So when they come in, you're gonna say, do you have a credit card? We're not gonna do anything with it except hold a deposit. It's to make sure that a headphone comes back at the end of the night, nothing will get charged. So I typically would hand them the phone so they can type this information in. Now, we always recommend to have email and telephone number being required because you can, 1, message them when something is not returned and you can find them easier, as well as you have it for future marketing material for promoting future events. You have the ability to turn these on or off, and the way you do that is in the upper right-hand corner, there's a sandwich menu. Then you go to settings and you'll notice both of required email and phone are turned on. So I am going to then just click back home and this takes me back to that screen. Hand them the phone and they have to type their email address in and their telephone number. and then you hit next. Now on this screen is the renting screen. They can rent one or multiple headphones, and they can tap all of them in at the same time associated to that one credit card. Now, where you want to tap it is on the side that has the power button that has the two colors. There is the Quiet Steven, our logo face. You're going to take this part of the phone and just tap it. You notice quickly it shows up to 42529. Every headphone has their own unique serial number. So again, at this point, I can tap multiple ones in. You'll see them all pop up. In the event you accidentally tap one that you didn't mean to, all you have to do is tap the actual headphone that you last tapped, and then you can re-tap it another one in or just keep it the way it is. So I'm going to click on the next button, and this is where our security deposit is. There is a rental agreement that they'll be signing, and if they wonder what it is, if you tap on rental agreement, it does have our rental agreement that says, please bring these back. You're responsible for it during the term of use, and you're going to make sure that you use these appropriately. Now, if someone doesn't have a credit card, which I'll show you how to use shortly, we do have a way to take a picture of maybe their corporate ID or something else that you would deem appropriate. So you see here, there says ID verified, it's gray. Well, if I actually tap it, it turns into a camera, which then I can tap it and take a picture of something that I want to take a picture of. You can even take a picture of their face if you want to make that their thing to know who it was. So I'm going to cancel right now because most people have a credit card or Apple Pay or some other type of payment method. So all you're going to do is you're going to use that same little spot. I'm going to tap it, and you'll notice that ID verified has now shown up. And what you would do is hand them the phone, have them sign, and click done. Now, at this point, they are receiving a text message, and I'll show you what that looks like. It says, check this out. You have rented headphone number and track your rental status. So if they've rented, say, 2 or more headphones, and one of their friends have brought back the headphone, they can click this link to see which ones are still outstanding. So the next thing I want to show you is the event stats. So if I click on the sandwich button on the upper right, go to event stats, you'll notice here right now there's 3 major things. There's active, which means how many are actually partying right now. Total checked out is how many headphones have I given out through the entire night. And the max checked out at once means that at any given time, how many people are on the dance floor. So I'll show you a little bit more of how that looks in a few. So I'm going to go back home. Now, during the night, say if it's a 4-hour event, 3-hour event, and maybe you're an hour in and someone wants to leave, that's great. There's essentially one way we recommend doing it is the quick check back in, and that is the bottom right-hand corner. So there is a little icon that turns green. Now this icon will go away in about a minute. So this is meant for just a quick return at that point. You notice how it already went off. So I'm going to click it and then quickly tap, same spot. And you'll notice here it's returned, little green thing pops up. And if I go back into my event stats, you'll notice now there's 0 active, no one partying. However, I have checked out one, and at one point of the night, there was one person partying. So now let me go through and just kind of show you one more time, and I'll do this pretty quick to show you how the return process is in a different mode. So I'm going to type my email address in one more time, my telephone number, and I'm going to click on this again. I'm going to go next. I'm going to tap my credit card, and you'll see how quick this actually is, right? So you can do lots of these throughout the night. Oh, I did not show you one thing. So when they return the headphones, they do get a text message, and this is something that in the future we will be able to customize for our clients. This says, check this out, thank you for returning. It does take them to our Google review to see if they, they've had a great time. So now if I go at the end of the night, let's say you have 100, 200 people, and they're all returning at the same time, what we recommend doing is putting into the return mode. So if you click the sandwich button, return mode, and you'll see right now there's total outstanding. And if you have multiple devices, they'll all say the same number, and it will take a few minutes for them to sync. One important note is that these need to be connected to Wi-Fi. They do not have cell coverage. So one thing to note, if I click on the outstanding, it's going to ask for a password. This is again a password that your salesperson can provide you. I'm going to type in the password. And here you'll see a list of everyone that's outstanding and the ability I can have to text them or email them to say that, hey, your thing is late, please return it now. It does have our telephone number on there, so they may call us in the event. To be honest, we've been using this for about 10 years, and an event of 200 to 300 people, most nights we will get 100% back, but we typically don't see more than 2 being lost. And they're typically someone who got a little bit too drunk, brought them home, and then they call us in the morning and bring it back. So it's been a very, very productive or effective tool. So I'm going to go back to the return mode. And this is always listening. So the important part of this is it doesn't die. So at the end of the night, if you're tapping, you can have people just drop them in the bags or boxes or bins, and you don't have to wait. So you can collect them all, and then when everyone's gone, you can then just go through each one of them and tap them. So you notice here, it didn't return it. Total outstanding is now 0. So let me just show you what the stat mode looks like, because it's going to look a little different. So active means that there is 0 checked out. We've returned them all. Total checked out. I checked out this headphone twice because it could be used multiple times for multiple people. But at any given time, I only had 1 checked out. And then the average time that this headphone or all the headphones have actually been checked out is for about 1 minute and 46 seconds. So that's really good stats to know how long people are partying. So at that point, everything's pretty much done. You've returned everything, and you're good to close up the phone and call it a night. So guys, hopefully this was helpful. Thank you so much for renting us again. We look forward to hearing you and providing feedback if there's anything you want to see feature related in the future. And if you have any questions, there's always our 800 number. We're 24/7 to really get to you. Just leave a message on the urgency line, and someone will get back to you. But this is pretty self-explanatory, and it's been working great, so we should have no issues. So thank you again, and have a wonderful day.